So we have just lifted off with the drone. We're combining wheat, and just in behind us in this same field, they are baling straw. So we're gonna fly over and check on them guys. Sarah just grabbed a bin from the combine. She's offloading into a truck on the other side of this hill here. So we're going to try to multitask here and get some footage of these guys baling. Jared's running the rake and Andrew's baling. My nephew is running the tractor picking up bales, and my other two nephews are they are running truck, and I have got a weak signal. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show here. I'm going to get up in the air. See, yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to do this from way up in the air here, so that we can maintain enough, well, antenna, remote function, whatever you have you. Trying to watch the combine, trying to see what we can see in the view of the camera here, so that I can narrate this best I can. So we're going to have to fly over to the combine, and I'm going to have to get the baling footage. We're going to have to get some of that here later on. We combined this field that they're in here right now. We combined that last night, and we're over in the other end of it here now. So we'll go ahead and jog on over where we are at, because I've got a compass error. I hope that doesn't take this drone and get all goofy like on me here. So this corn that's to our left side, that is something that we planted. That was the first bit of corn that we planted this year. We are almost done combining this field. Sarah has offloaded, and she's going to be coming back over to where we are at. This wheat was planted on October 19th. It was the last bit of wheat that we planted this year. And it is certified wheat. Uh-oh, I got a compass error. This thing is getting all goofy on me here. So, low battery warning. Yeah, that's no good. So I've got a low battery. What's it showing here for system warning and a low battery? So we're going to do our best. I'm all over the window. I am not. I do not have GPS on the combine here, so we got 25% battery. Just kind of give you guys a little visual of what the actual combining process looks like here.
I don't know, smell. Look pretty good, maybe a little bit tighter.
No, I'm missing. Hear Andrew on the radio there. Alright. This Mavic Pro Platinum is a little harder to fly than the Air 2. Wants to return home. So we've got the annoying background beeping, and we'll just have to get out up here and catch this damn thing. Alright, that'll give you a little bit of a glimpse as to what we have going on. We'll have to get this drone up in the air again. Drone in the chopper with me, and the batteries started to discharge. Alright, we'll join back up in a while. Well, we're fixing to get ready today. However, we need to fix a screw up that happened here yesterday. Well, if you can quite see it yet. But we are mucho broken. This affixes to that cylinder. That's what raises our reel up and down. Now I'll tell you what happened. We screwed up. We had the tractor trailer parked right there on the side of the road. We had a 10-wheeler parked up in front of it. Sarah pulled up with the header cart, or the header on the cart. In the other lane, I backed into that driveway on that side. I come over, I grabbed onto the head, picked it up. I gave her the thumbs up to pull out. And just as I was coming over into the driveway, the head was still on the road part. Wheels come down off the little lip over there, and the head fell right off the combine. Them little angle pieces must not have been underneath this tube here. This tube does not have an indentation on the underneath side of it. Our corn head does. However, this head does not, so it must have been just setting on top of that. Head smashed down. It hit the road. We've got a little bit of tin work here to straighten up. We've got to weld that cylinder back together. And we need to get this pin in to this cylinder that moves the reel in and out. Kind of a goofy screw up, but it happens. Looks like I've got a broken sickle section right there, which is minor. We'll just take a look, a gander on over the rest of it here, and we are in pretty good shape. We've got to twist this guy back, and I don't know if I can weld that back into place or not, but I need a plastic piece for this guy. Maybe I can just goof it back around and get that on there. But that is what we're going to start with first thing here today. So not a good way to have to start the day, but it could be a lot worse. So we're going to work on this while we are waiting for the remnants of the dew to burn off. We're going to have to jack this up, get that cylinder is out as far as it can go, and we'll get that welded and then get it cooled, and then hopefully everything is mucho good. So let's get on with it here. Alright, this is how we're going to repair this. We've got that setting back in place. I have just the radius of a piece of rectangular tubing. I've got 2 pieces cut, and I just kind of guesstimated as to how much of the leg I need on each side. And it's going to work perfect. So this is what I did, is I took and cut the angle out and just took the radius. That is this guy. So we'll have to trim this guy down to length so it's the same length as that one. So we'll go ahead and tack weld that into place, and then we can get our other cylinder on that moves the reel in and out, and hopefully we're good. I don't think the cylinder the rod only goes back down into the cylinder bore up to there. So I'm just short enough to be able to maintain that. We're out of the barrel far enough that we're not going to heat this up at all. And then what we'll have to do is charge this to make sure this rod stays up out of there until it cools, so that we don't compromise the seals in that cylinder. Let's go ahead and get some welding done here. Okay, I believe that was successful. We had a little bit of a fire. Had some chaff catch on fire, but that's just minor. Now what I want to do is I want to raise this up. I've got it setting on the jack. I don't want to let the jack down because I do not want to let that cylinder down inside it, so the rod down inside itself. All right, we are in good shape now. I bent this flat piece up a little bit when it came off on the road, and I need to just get this guy kicked out because the jack bent this up. So we'll just reform this, get a pair of vice grips on there, and get that back into place. Then we'll hook up our cylinder that moves the reel in and out. I do have a pin. That's not doing anything, and there's the frickin' phone again. All right, I'll be back with you in a minute. All right, I think we are as good as we're gonna be on this guy. We've got the cylinder that pulls the reel in and out, hooked back up. We've got this guy welded. It is cooled down now. We'll go ahead and run it. I've got to raise the head up, and we've got one sickle section to replace in there somewhere. We did have a little fire on there, but we had, yeah, a little excitement there. But it is what it is. I was expecting that, and we just worked with it. So we're going to run it. All right, kids, we are ready to go. I'm having trouble with this cylinder going down, and I had this problem the other day too. So we'll get ahead of that. What I need is I need a plastic bushing and U-clamp for this side. I took the bolt right out because it likes to ride on that other side. I'm afraid this bar might be bent a little bit too, but we'll address that when we get the new parts. I need a metal clip for here too. So if this one real piece bothers today, I'll just take it off, pull it out of there, and you know, fix it when we get the parts for it. I don't have any of these guys. I should have a pile of them, but I don't. So we'll go ahead and get started. It is just about that time. Should start cutting real good. It is 11:15 on Sunday, July 16th or something like that, to give you guys a reference point, and we're gonna get moving. All right, we are just getting started. So, minor mishap, kind of a pain in the ass to fix, but it is what it is. It could have been a lot worse. We're just getting started. It is 11 o'clock on Sunday, July 14th. We're about 10 days ahead of schedule as far as when we usually start cutting wheat. Things are a little bit earlier this year, and the moisture's running at 13.75. So I probably could have got going about an hour earlier, but there was a fair amount of dew this morning. So we're just gonna keep after it today, and we'll get this piece done, and then we start moving closer to home. We are now, we're some like 18 miles away from home now. That field that's alongside us there, that is where we no-tilled corn into an alfalfa field. That is a herbicide-resistant alfalfa. They went in with like dicamba or something like that and killed it. Now, when I say herbicide-resistant, it is Roundup Ready alfalfa, and we spray our alfalfa fields once a year to kill off any voluntary weeds that start to grow in with the alfalfa. This field here, we will seed this as well, and take the weed off and seed it, and that's what we'll have going on in this rotation here. So Sarah will be over here in a little while. They're moving some trucks over here, and yeah, we'll get on with it. Bring to you guys' attention is that piece that we welded on that cylinder. I'll have to see if I can zoom in when I edit this. That is about an inch from the top of the actual bore of the cylinder. The cylinder on the left-hand side has a stopper on there to keep that cylinder from going down any farther than it is. So I could see the mark on the cylinder, or on the rod rather, therefore I knew that that rod didn't go in any farther than where we have that piece welded on. So that should be a permanent fix. I was gonna just buy a new cylinder, weld that, buy a new one, but we won't have to do that. Them two little pieces that I welded together on there, they will keep that intact and nice and strong, just as strong as the way it was. It's not lifting up a lot of weight, maybe 300-400 pounds is all, and it'll work out just fine. field here last year when they went to apply the nitrogen on the corn. We got a lot of rain over here. It was about the first part of July, and this whole field was underwater right here. There was about 3 or 4 feet of water down in this section here. So, makes for a different year this year. We're going to ride right on through here. So, that's the difference a year makes. So we have an area right there where nothing grew. I'm not even sure if my brother even planted that. But they were working on the power lines on this end of the field. A little bit here this spring. That's why there's a track through there. On the other side of the road, that's where they laid the wooden planks down so that they could do work on the power line poles. So hopefully they don't have nothing going on this year coming up, because we're going to have new seed set down in here. So yeah. Well, we just popped the drone up in the air. We're just about done with this field here. And we should be able to get this to fit onto the trailer. Everything has been working perfectly with the head and with everything else that has been going on for today. We need to unload as we go down through this other side here. We do have a big, what is that? Is that a maple tree? We have a big, huge maple tree that has gone down in this one corner here. So we're going to have to get that cleaned up. There is my grain tank full light. That has just went on. And just like everything else, the phone just wants to ring here. So Sarah's moved in underneath the auger. We'll get offloading, and then she'll run this back to the trailer. We're clipping along at 3.4 miles an hour, and we have got a nice clean sample of wheat coming out of the combine here. We'll kind of get you guys right over the top here, show you how clean of a job this combine's doing. If I can fly this stinking drone at the same time here as we're unloading. We'll get swung out in front of the whole operation here. Gonna give you guys a little bit of a visual. We've got the 8220 on the grain buggy. And yeah, so nice and clean. So we'll keep at it here. I don't need a jaw jack during the whole session. Just kind of spin you guys around here. We are about half unloaded. the unloading auger is doing its thing. We're just about empty. We'll go ahead and shut that off. Okay. Nice and clean. Come a little closer.